What's up, guys, and welcome back to Dark Story Time. Today's video is going to be a little different. Well, it's going to be a lot of different because I'm going to do something completely new that I've never done on this channel. So, I'm into quite a few different things, and the paranormal, strange, weird, unexplainable is just one of the many facets of things that I enjoy. Something else that I enjoy quite a bit is medieval fantasy. And today I want to do a video showing people pretty much how I put together my costume, or otherwise known as your kit. One of the things that I did was I have some experience with a game called Dungeons and Dragons, also known as D&D. Um, the reason why I'm saying it like that is because a lot of people don't know much about it. Now, the character that I play is a drow, which is a dark elf. Now, these elves are characterized by their very, very dark, almost black skin, which takes on a purple hue. They have platinum white hair and purple eyes. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through all the cosmetics, but my drow is a fighter, and fighters are known to have pieces of plate armor and leather armor. What I also did was I crafted another character, which is closer to a ranger, and I based this character more towards the Lord of the Rings style films. And this is my most comfortable kit because it's the kit that when I wear it to Renaissance fairs and Halloween and things like that, I feel the most comfortable in it. And that's the number one thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you put these kits together, you have to think about your comfort. Okay? Now, there's a really amazing YouTuber on here. His channel is Living Anachronism, and it's Kramer. Great video. He has a video talking about how to step your garb game up from level 1 to like level 5. And he put a lot of good points on there that blew my mind. A lot of you might go online. You might look for bracers. You might look for armor pieces. You might look for all types of leather. It's going to be extremely expensive. I'm talking like hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But what people don't realize is that with medieval fantasy, you can kind of just get away with putting together what you think your character should look like. Where I live, the Renaissance fairs are during the hottest time of the year. So I go with more of the linen fabrics, like thin cottons and things like that are breathable. In other places, it's a little cooler, so you can go with a little bit of the heavier stuff. And keep this in mind when you're trying to put armor pieces on, because they get really hot and they get really uncomfortable. And while your kit might look really cool, you're not going to feel cool. You're going to feel annoyed, you're going to feel hot, you're going to feel stuffy, and you don't want that. Again, you want to feel comfortable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you guys my style of ranger and how I put it together, and we'll go from there. This is the boot that I purchased. I got this from a thrift store. This is a woman's boot. Now, again, we're going to circle back to comfortability. These are comfortable for me. The sole isn't too thick, but there's enough there that I can walk on them for hours and not be too uncomfortable. Now, this has a slight heel. I would recommend you staying away from a heel. Heeled boots were worn by men who rode horses. So if your character is a character who rides a horse, then yes, you can go with a heeled boot, but you have to remember, you, as your character, are not going to be riding a horse. So you're going to be very uncomfortable, and it's going to affect your time wherever you're at, dressed up, and it's not going to be pleasant. So those are my shoes. Now, this is one of the shirts that I have. This is a linen style shirt. As you can see, it's got the front tie, which I like, and the sleeves are large. You can roll them up. I like to buy my clothes for my garb extra big so that I can play with them down the road. This is a really nice shirt, though. It's super thin. It's very, very breathable. Like, you can't really tell now, but the fabric is very see-through. So this top actually goes very well with my tunic. Ah, that's better. Yes. Okay, very thin, very airy. Now, I take this and I layer it with my tunic. Now, this tunic I actually made, and I will tell you how I did that. This was a little more difficult, and this took a little more resource to do. I picked up some faux leather, and I had my wife use her Cricut machine to Cricut me a wolf silhouette with the faux leather, and then I used fabric glue and I hand stitched it on there. And I bought the faux leather straps with the buckles and sewed those on. Now the inside of this had fur in it, which I shaved down with just a basic pair of hair clippers. It took me a little while. It was very messy. All right, as you can see, this is my tunic. It is very, very long. And you got the wolf in the back with the faux leather down bottom with the flaps to give it that rangery feel. All right, yeah. You know, ready to go slay a bear or a dragon, I guess. Same thing, right? Yeah. All right. This is the part where you have to think about your comfortability. All right, so what's next? A good belt. Now, this is the belt I have. I've actually looked into these belts. The official thick leather belts are over $100. At the time of putting this kit together, I was not willing to spend that. So I got this from Amazon for $15. It does the job. In the future, I will be getting more of the quality stuff, but again, it's a little expensive. But you could also find belts like this at the thrift store. I just haven't been lucky enough to find any. And as you can see, this is my belt. Now, it's always good to have more than one belt, and I do. I have several belts. I use one belt for a weapon, and I use one belt for pouches and things like that. So, belt. You're probably wondering what's next. Well, this is the part where I would get my bracers. All right, we now have our bracers. And another little word of advice. Don't go with lace-up bracers. They're a pain in the ass. As you can see, I got lazy and decided to just not lace them the whole way just so I could show you guys. But go with straps. Go with bracers with straps. It's so much easier, and it's easier for you to do it yourself, okay? Now, we've got our bracers. We've got our tunic. We've got our little linen shirt. The shirt I got was actually from Temu. It was like $8. Again, the tunic I bought for $8. A jacket from the thrift store, and then I just cut the sleeves off. I cut the sleeves and used them to extend the tunic. I cut the sides down. I want to say after all of my resources and extras like the burlap rope and the rivets, it was an extra $20. So for less than $30, I made something that I've Googled online that goes for like over $100. So yeah, and then when it comes to pants, you can really get away with wearing any type of breathable sweatpants. I picked up a pair of forest green thin canvas sweatpants. They actually look really good. I don't have them now. What I do have are my black thin linen pants that I did buy from Amazon. I think they were $15. These are them. Also, try to stay away from black if you can help it. You want color. You want browns, you want greens, you want things of that nature because it really makes the outfit pop. Like me, I like the woodland colors. Especially for a ranger, I really love the way it makes the colors look. It really makes you feel like someone could find you at a campfire. And then again, back to the layers. I picked this up. It's like a really long sweater vest style flowy tunic, I want to say. So this is what it looks like when it's attached to the rest of the kit. It's very long, and that's why I like it. It's also segmented, so you got flaps on the sides, and then you've got the butt flap in the back, which I think always makes it look really cool. Normally I would wear this underneath, but again, it's really hot. So during the time of year that I go, I try not to wear all these layers. Next up is going to be the extra accessories and the add-ons. Now, I like to go with another little something something around the neck. A lot of you were thinking cloak. Yes, I have a couple different types of cloaks, but I also have just like the neck fabric that I like to put together, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this was just a big square piece of brown cloth that I bought from the thrift store again, and with this I like to use it to kind of style a little neck piece. And you can kind of do something like that, just kind of wrap it on yourself. Looks good, it's thin, it's light. If it's a little warm where you're at, it's not going to be too bad. And then again, you can always just take it right off. This is another little shoulder scarf slash sash that I bought. Again, another smaller piece to kind of help you stay cool, but still pull your character together. Bam, you're good to go. If you have a brooch, I use brooches because they're the easiest to come by. The thrift stores are full of brooches, but you can also buy cloak pins. They're not that expensive, believe it or not. I've got a couple different brooches and cloak pins, and I'll show you the guys those in a minute. This would kind of be my getup, my little kit. Comfortable, movable, breathable. I can do what I need to do. I don't have to worry about staying in a certain position, you know, and I can have my fun and still feel absolutely comfortable. Now, when it comes to cloaks, there are so many different ways you can go. You can go how I just showed you with smaller pieces of fabric to drape over your shoulders to give the vibe. Or you can go with the heavy dutier stuff. Now, this is a cloak that my beautiful wife bought me. This is thick, it's wool. It's not waterproof, but it is water resistant. There is a difference, so please make sure you understand that before you buy a cloak. Now, this one comes knitted together, so I don't have to worry about a clasp. And just like that, boom, we're ready to go. It's got the nice big deep hood. Again, like I said, it's water resistant, so if it starts raining, for the most part, I will stay dry. But if it's a huge downpour and I'm out there for long enough, it will start to soak through. But there are other ways that you can make items waterproof, but I'll let you look that up. Skilltree has a really good video on waterproofing a cloak. It's awesome. So this is my heavy duty cloak. It's one of my favorites. And as you guessed, I probably don't wear it much because, again, around our time of the year during Ren-faire, it is quite hot out. And then I have one of my most favorite cloaks is this. And it's literally a huge square of fabric with a slit cut halfway through. This is also known as a Rowana cloak. And that's it. You're done. You're finished. 2 seconds. You have a legitimate cloak that looks pretty cool. You can put your things under it. You can tuck it in your belt. I've seen some people tuck the flap through their belt to kind of keep it from flying around. It works, and overall it's solid and it stays in place. Here I have a cloak clasp that I purchased. I don't know if you guys can see that. You just pin that through there. Okay, you put it right through there, and then you just turn it like so, and then bam, you've got it. Now I would normally sit it up somewhere higher so that it actually looks like it's being used for a purpose. But yeah, and then you're ready to go. So now something like this would tend to get a little warm, so I would do without the cloak. I would just wear the tunic with the shirt underneath. Honestly, I would most likely do without the bracers because, again, technically I'm not going into an actual battle. I'm just representing my character. But more than anything, I would like to be comfortable. And then if there's any other accessories you want to add, you can build on it. So putting a kit together doesn't mean that you're done. You can always add to it. For example, I picked up a faux piece of fur. Can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't much. But something like this adds a little bit of that more barbarian style aesthetic that some of you might be looking for, that berserker status. It fits, it flows. Or if you have shoulder pads, you can pin it to the shoulder pads to give you that barbarian style feel. Thrift stores are a gold mine for things like that. You can literally walk in there and find tons of fabric to make Rowana cloaks yourself. Just stitch the ends once you cut it. Again, Skilltree has a video on how to waterproof with, I think it's hot wax, but it's amazing, and it works, and it actually will keep you dry. Also, again, another shout out to Living Anachronism. Go check out that channel. That he gives a breakdown step by step how to take your garb from level 1 to maximum level. If you're like me and you weren't trying to spend a lot of money, because this hobby gets very expensive very fast, you definitely want to go see his channel. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. And come back for the horror content, or let me know what you think about this video. I will make more videos like this if you're into this, and we can go from there. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, remember to leave a light on.